This exhibition started over 10 years ago, long before I even started working on it. And it's part of the mitigation that Caltrans is doing for the destruction of the eastern span of the old Bay Bridge. It's part of state and federal historic preservation law that when you take down something that's a landmark building like the bridge, you have to do something to mitigate that cultural loss. So they came to the museum and they said, we would like you to do an exhibition as part of our mitigation. And the museum thought about that and came back and said, well, we're not sure that an exhibition just about the eastern span of the Bay Bridge is really going to bring in a lot of people, but what if we put that in the context of the changing environmental history of the Bay? There's a lot of really cool work being done right now in historical ecology and environmental history, really starting to look at land that's not really considered wilderness, but is land that could even be a city, but still has nature in it. And how do we think about nature in a city? The Bay Area is one of the most urbanized estuaries in the world. It makes a really great example for thinking about how this landscape has been shaped over time as the result of the interactions between natural forces and the human beings that have frankly always lived here. Once you start to think about what is the story here that is a story about a relationship between people and nature, and suddenly you can go in a lot of different directions and you can really explore a whole bunch of different ways of thinking about how we as human beings live in this landscape.